So first up we have Laments, and he didn't have loads to do for long spells. It tells you Villa never completely opened United up. On the goal, I don't think he's carrying in a major blame because the defending was poor, the finish was really clean, it was a brilliant strike with a left peg from Barkley. Pretty steady overall. Not one of those games where you think the keeper had to rescue the team. He didn't really have a lot to do, to be fair. So for Laments, 6.4. Now at right back, Diego Dalot, and he had a decent enough game defensively. I thought he was fairly solid and he helped keep United stable down that side. Going forward, there was moments where you wanted a bit more quality. I mean, I believe it was Casemiro played a lovely ball over the top, straight into this guy. Unfortunately for Casemiro, it was straight to Dalot. He kind of let it just bounce off his shoulder and nothing came of it. But he lacks quality in the final third. But defensively, it was solid. I'm going to give him a 6.6. Now Luke Shaw on the other side, he had a wee bit of a better game than Dalot did. It was quietly a good performance. He gave United balance on the left hand side, looked composed in possession. He looked good going forward. He was brilliant at the back. He just helped the team function better. Not a headline man, but definitely not one of the players who made United look unsettled. 11 defensive contributions, 6 clearances. It was a really, really good display. 6 out of 10 duels, solid. I'm going to give him a 7.2. Now we have Harry Maguire, and I thought he did well. They gave United presence. He dealt with the physical side of it properly, and he kept the back line organised. He had to look after his wee teammate, Euro, and he did that. Euro actually had a pretty good game. We'll get to him in a minute. But we didn't keep a clean sheet, and he's part of that. Still thought he looked strong, more than others did. I'm going to give Harry a 7.1. And now we have Lenny Euro, probably our best defender on the day, I think, anyway. It was a composed display from him. You never noticed him, which means he had a pretty damn good game. You only really notice defenders if they're saving last-minute tackles, last-ditch tackles, or if they're making mistakes. I think he had one-on-one last-man defensive action to take, and he did it. He done it no problem. So for him, it was a calm, composed performance. He reads things early, doesn't seem phased by the occasion. And this is a boy that's had a bad month, a bad couple of months. He was getting really used to playing in the back three with Amram. Now he's got to go to a back two, and he's struggling to find his form there. But he's getting there step by step, match by match. It was a mature performance from him, controlled, pretty reliable. It's exactly what you want. For me, for Lenny Euro, 7.3. Now on to Casemiro, the main man. This was one of the biggest performances on the pitch. He gets the opener with a brilliant header. Beyond the goal, felt like one of the players dragging United into the control in the second half. He just grabbed us by the scruff of the neck, said, "We are not throwing this away." He brought experience, he was calm, sense of authority when the game needed somebody to grab it. And he wasn't just running around like a madman. He had shots at goal, he had big chances created, he had key passes, he was winning some of his duels. He obviously scored a goal, and his passing was on point as well. Just a really, really clean performance. No wonder the Stretford end was singing for him to sign on for another year, to stay on for another year. I would take that, no problem. I mean, in one of my videos, I said maybe try and pick up Goretzka for free. Why do we need to get Goretzka for free? Just re-sign this guy for free. Maybe on lesser terms. We don't want to be paying him 350 grand a week anymore, especially if he can't handle more than one game a week. But give him a decent contract. Offer him a 2-year contract. See if he wants it. He's not signed for anyone yet. Offer him it. Talk about it. We're going to need him, I think. But anyway, for this match, an 8.4 for Casemiro. Now for Kobe Mainu, and it was a really, really good performance from Mainu. He looked sharper, more aggressive out of possession, more involved in the overall midfield battle. We had a lot of duels. He won some of them, a lot of passing. Most of them hit their target. He was getting involved in the defensive side of the game. I believe he had 8 recoveries, 6 defensive contributions, 1 out of 2 tackles, 1, a key pass, 5 out of 8 duels won. The guy gets all over the pitch and he's only getting better. That's another reason why we need Casemiro to hang around for another year. This guy can learn from him. All the young people, all the young midfielders can learn from Casemiro. Keeping him around is going to be, it will save Man United a lot of money in the long run. If these players, these young boys can learn from Casemiro, just like Mainu is. So for Mainu, for this match, I'm going to give him a 7.6. Now on to Bruno, and what can we say about Bruno? Record breaker. He took Beckham's record off him and he's still got 8 games to go. That was a 15-game assists for Beckham in a Premier League season. That was Bruno Fernandes getting number 15 and 16 in that match against Villa. He'll be in the 20s. I don't know what the actual record is for the highest assists in a season, but I hope Bruno fucking breaks it. He deserves it. He is an assist machine. He's a chance creating machine. just creative machine. He's irreplaceable. I don't know what we're going to do when he decides to go or when he gets too old to play anymore. He was the best player on the pitch, no doubt. 2 assists, total control of big moments. When United needed someone to take the game over in the second half, it was Bruno. Casemiro helped him, but Bruno definitely just absolutely ruled this game. It wasn't just neat or busy, he was decisive. He was commanding, he wanted the ball, he kept on trying. Everything important went through Bruno like it normally does. So many 2 chances created, 2 assists. Okay, his target was off. He had 3 shots, but none of them on target. Jules, he's not really there for Jules, but 6 key passes. Just an incredible performance. Bruno's getting a 9.2. Okay, now for Matty Kuna, and it was a really strong performance. Took his goal well, and more importantly, it came at such a big moment because Villa had just got themselves level and they were getting back into the game. They were looking like a better team, but Kuna put an end to that with his brilliant finish from a fucking amazing assist from Bruno. Finish swung the game. It put us right up there, and it meant Villa had to try and go chasing it, which created spaces for us to get the winner. It was all over the place. Key passes, chances created, a goal. He won 2 out of 4 duels. Only 4 duels. Remember the last game he had 27 duels where he contested. This game he only had 4. I don't know what that tells us. It's not the fact that he wasn't working hard enough. I just think it was the fact that Villa had a lot of possession, but it was only in their own half. It was between their own defenders usually. So yeah, don't really know what to make of that. But he took his goal brilliantly. He really did. It was a good performance. I'm going to give Kuna a 7.5. Okay, now for Ahmad, and it was a bit of a mixed performance. It wasn't all bad, it wasn't all great. He could have probably done a little bit better for Villa's goal. He works hard, he tries his best. He got 3 shots away, I think. He got a couple of key passes. He tries his dribbles. He's brilliant at running with the ball. He goes inside, goes outside. He's a good little player, but nothing really worked for him today or yesterday. He got involved. He tries his best, but it didn't really work out for him. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Now for Brian Mbuemo, plenty of effort for just not any real impact. He worked, he pressed like a motherfucker. He tried to help his side, but compared to other attackers, they just didn't affect the game enough in the final third. That's not really his fault either. Why are we playing him up front and then getting? There must have been about 15 crosses into the box in the first half. The guy's about 5'6", 5'7", whatever he is. He's not going to beat the Aston Villa centre defenders in the air. It's just not even going to be close. And the crosses going into the box, they weren't being whipped across the ground into that sort of area between the centre backs and the goalkeeper. They were floated into the box. He is never, ever going to win those balls. Why even have him on the pitch? Why was Sesko not starting and then Mbeumo on the bench? No idea. If you're going to play like that, you've got to get the right people in there. So it wasn't his fault, but he just wasn't effective. So I'm going to give him a 6.1. Okay, so now for the subs, and of course Sesko, it was a brilliant impact off the bench. He comes on, he scores a third, basically makes sure Villa have got no way back. And I believe he missed an absolute well, not a sitter, but he was running through on goal. And I still don't know right now if he tried to cross the ball over to, I think maybe it was Mbeumo, I'm not sure, or if he tried to just take a shot early and put it in the corner of the net. I'm still not sure which one it was he tried to do, but he fucked it, safe to say. But it was okay. It was still a 3-1 win. And, it wasn't a great performance for a full 90, but it was a strong winning performance. The first half lacked quality from both sides, but in the second half, United had more authority, more purpose, and more big match personality. Casemiro and Bruno were the main leaders in that spell. Couldn't have delivered a huge goal, and Sesko made sure the points stayed at Old Trafford. That's the kind of second half that wins you massive games. That's the kind of second half that gets you Champions League qualification. So Friday night, that's the next game, and then there's like a 2-week gap, a massive gap. What we're going to do for that 2 weeks? Stupid international football. Jesus fuck. Anyway, next time. See ya.